I told you it was heavy. So I don't even know when it blew, but about halfway between the field and here, a couple of young guys in a car come whipping up along the side of the tractor, laying on their horn, screaming, "You got a flat!" Now at that point, there's six foot deep ditches, no shoulder. It's either stop in a lane and come and dig up a spare, which I would have had to make a spare because this 5-bolt pattern, a Dodge rim will fit that, a 5-bolt Dodge, but the center is too big for a 5-bolt Ford, but the bolt pattern's the same. So I think I got a steel Ford rim around here. I'll have to cut the center out of a little bit and make a spare for that. Well, make a tire for that. Still won't have a spare for it. That's the other one with implement rims. I mean, anything with a 6-bolt implement rim. Well, we're not going to belabor this problem, but you see what the issue is. I got a lot of steel Ford rims from a Ranger. I got to have an old, I went and measured. I got to find an F-150 5-bolt, not a Ranger rim. They are right, so I don't know. Cody's got a 85 he's been stripping parts off of that may or may not have a steel rim. We're gonna have to look. Well, the good part is I got raking by 10:30. So fog this morning. This stuff will dry no problem. It's been laying here 3 nights. This stuff I cut after the millet. So. Alright, I gotta do some funny corner stuff here, and we're just doubling it up one way till we pinch it off, and then we'll do it the other way. Easy baling. Okay, well now it's like, I don't know what it is, 2:30? 2 o'clock. I don't even know what time it is anymore. So I'm doubling this strip. I single that thick stuff. I doubled the outsides that were laying on the ground since Thursday morning. They're not bad. There is definitely some green slugs in here from the cutting problems, but it's not bad. I got partly cloudy now. It was nice and sunny to the point where it was getting hot. That could come back. I'll be happy with that. But field B is all raked over there. It took me a little longer than I wanted to, but I set it up for very convenient baling. There is no such thing as convenient baling here. This is just a tough field. So I'm going to double these strips, and then over toward that corner where it's really thick and the hay vine was plugged, then I'll just single my way around that triangle, rake like 2 sides of it. Well, that's a bigger bale than we've made all year, since everything I baled is wet. It's the first dry bale I've made, August 31st. Now, we got plenty of wet bales wrapped. Probably more than I can feed, but it's a funny corner here. I'm not exactly sure how big we're gonna go. We're over 5 foot now. 5.5. We'll measure. I'm on a hill, I'm gonna have to back up. All right, well, we cranked the tension up too. Bale says 68. I don't know, that's probably a good bale. I mean, I don't want to handle a bunch of small ones, but plus they store better with. We'll make a couple more and see what they're like. They're that's a nice bale. Sure, nice hay bale. I like it. This field's a little bit rocky. Well, yeah, it's got rocks too, but you rock back and forth. Never let a bale set in that hole. It doesn't look that bad, but that's the only place I've ever gotten stuck that I had to pull myself out picking up hay bales. Well, that ain't good. That's north of me. That's towards Brent's that way. The future radar says this may just slide over that way. I might luck out here, but it's getting darker. I was in the sun until just now, and we shall see. Well, I'm 4 bales into this field. Well, no, I'm 5 bales into this field. There's the weather. There's some people north of me ain't very happy. I don't know if I'm gonna make it or not. I'm going for the better hay on the flatter ground. Worry about that stuff behind the barn. If there's some green slugs in it, well, whatever. We'll see if I mean, if it rains on it, all I can try to do is flip it tomorrow, and we'll see. I just cut this corner off by the building, and I'm just going around and going that way. So we'll see. We're at 28 total so far, those big ones. Well, knowing my equipment, I am pushing as hard as I can. This is about all I dare go on this field. It's got enough lumps and bumps in it. If I can just get past that, we'll have it. The really nasty looking stuff got off that way now. These are nice bales. Got a young guy on a dirt bike, been sitting on the road watching me the whole time I pulled in here. I guess I would watch baling too. Well, at this point we might as well make video. I get YouTube content. I got it. There are 2 bales that had some green slugs. I baled behind the building there, that really nasty stuff I showed cutting. Broman. It just, the bottom wouldn't dry out. So I put those 2 over where I know where they are. I'll throw them right at the cows. But I got a few sprinkles, hit the hood and whatever, but the hay is absolutely fine. If I can get this plug out of here, I can finish it. This is all I got right here. A few short rows. But this is what happens when you're in a hurry, caused by the weather. Normally I would never start a bale as fast as I did. I hit the end of that doubled windrow, folded back on itself, and that's what I got. It pulled that sucker in there. I've never actually had a plug wrap that roll before like that. That is interesting. So I'll bump it again. I cut it open. I'll bump it and see if it goes. Otherwise, I'm gonna shut this off and just start digging. Well, folks, that's the end of that. I'd have finished it if I hadn't plugged it. But I got 39 of those big bales. And less than one left laying on a field, so I don't feel too bad. I still don't have the baler unplugged. I'm just gonna drive it home, dig it out there where I got sharper knives. Well, I've been home for a little bit here and the rain has stopped, but it was 900, we ended up getting, mostly between me driving from the field to here. That was the heaviest rain. It's done now and clearing up. So I got one bale left down there. I still gotta unslug that baler. The only thing I can complain about is that the weather forecast is 6% chance of rain this morning for today. And I get everything raked, come home, and then they're talking about big thunderstorms at 4:30, 4 o'clock. I'm guessing they got hammered to the north of us, inch of rain or better. So I can't complain about that. These windrows and lay there and they'll dry out tomorrow, or if they're not drying out, I'll run back down there with the rake. It's not that far. And I'll bale my one bale. Everything else I'm sure is just fine because the hay was perfectly good yet when I started pulling it out of that baler. So we'll just say it is what it is. And if I hadn't baled as hard as I did, I wouldn't have got the 39 that I got. And I'd have more windrows laying out there. So we will call this a video. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button. Thumbs up. And we'll catch you next time.